হ্যালো ভিউয়ার্স, আজকে একটি নতুন বিষয় নিয়ে আমরা ডিসকাস করব। সেটি হচ্ছে হোয়াট ডু মিন বাই কোয়ালিটেটিভ ডাটা অ্যান্ড হোয়াট ডু মিন হোয়াট ইজ কোয়ালিটেটিভ ডাটা অ্যান্ড হোয়াট ইজ কোয়ান্টিটেটিভ ডাটা. So viewers, we are now discuss the qualitative data. This is as follows: in certain statistical investigations we are concerned only with the presence or absence of some characteristics in a set of objects or individuals. In this situation, we only count how many individuals do or do not possess the characteristics. For example, if we have record of births, we may be concerned only as to whether the baby is male or not and count the number of male babies. Similarly, if a coin is tossed a number of times, we may only note the number of heads in the given set of tosses. This type of data is called qualitative or enumeration data, and the characteristics used to classify an individual into different categories is called an attribute. The term qualitative arises from the fact that difference between a set of individuals with respect to the given characteristics can only be stated in qualitative terms rather than measured in quantitative units. It should be pointed out that an attribute may specify any number of classes or categories, and to one and only one of which every individual under consideration must belong. In some situations, the categories of an attribute are either natural or have clearly defined boundaries so that individuals can be classified into a category without any ambiguity. Thus, the outcome of coin toss is an attribute with two categories, head or tail. The sex of a person has two categories, male or female, but often the categories do not have clearly defined boundaries, and the assignment of an individual to a category may raise difficult problems. This may be due to the fact that the boundaries are either attributary or rather vague or uncertain. For example, the boundaries between the categories rich and poor, good and bad, employed and unemployed are not usually sharply defined. This sort of uncertainty should be recognized, and one ought to allow for this is the statistical analysis. Now we are to discuss the quantitative data. A variable. This is discussed as follows. A variable is a measurable quantity which can assume any of a prescribed set of values called the domain of variables. Thus the height of a person, the yield of a crop, the price of a commodity, the number of children in a family are some examples of variables. When we are interested in a variable, we either note or measure the actual magnitude of some character for each of the individuals or units under consideration. This type of data is called quantitative data because it is possible to express the difference between individuals on a quantitative scale. So viewers, in this we are to discuss what is qualitative data and what is do mean the qualitative data and what do mean that is what is quantitative data. For this and in another times we are to discuss another issue. For this